Recent study shows that nearly 7 out of 10 cell phone users can't go an hour without checking their phone. I'm Shashira Srinivas. Coming up next, I'll tell you why too much time on your cell phones could be hazardous to your health.
Equal pay for equal work. I'm Ashley Starman. Coming up straight ahead on WVU News, I'll tell you why some West Virginia lawmakers don't agree.
I'm Dan Sweeney, and straight ahead, I'll tell you what 75 million Catholics in America can expect now that the Pope has resigned. Our award-winning newscast, WVU News, starts now.
Nine out of 10 people own cell phones in the United States alone, but surprising new medical research may convince you to put away your device. I'm Haley Clover.
And I'm Ashley Sturm. Over 1 billion members of the Catholic Church are now without a leader. Find out how some members right here in the Mountain State are dealing with the Pope's monumental decision to step down. You're watching WVU News, an award-winning newscast produced by television journalism students right here at West Virginia University.
Pope Benedict XVI is the first to resign as the leader of the Catholic Church in over 600 years.
And Haley, did you know that this is only the 10th time the Pope has stepped down in the Church's 2,000-year history? Dan Sweeney joins us now in the studio with more. Dan?
Thanks, Haley and Ashley. Roman Catholicism is the single largest religion in the world, and now one of the most powerful positions in the world is left open. Catholics around the world were shocked when Pope Benedict XVI walked away from his duties last month. Now, during this transition period, many are wondering, where is the Catholic Church heading? Leaderless. That's where 90,000 people in West Virginia stand now that Pope Benedict XVI has resigned. But this vacancy of leadership, according to campus minister at St. John's Parish in Morgantown, Father Frederick Byrne, creates a sense of anticipation and excitement.
So every time there's a papal election, you don't know who's going to be elected and what changes they're going to bring and what new vision they're going to bring to the church. And so it is a very auspicious time.
This time of uncertainty in the church is familiar to most Catholics. After the death of Pope John Paul II in 2005, an election process exactly like the one that will happen now took place.
I am excited. It's cool, and it's neat to see how the Lord guides his church.
This resignation shakes things up for over 75 million Americans, and they were just starting to get used to some major changes. Churches all around the world still have cards like this one in the pews with new translations of the Mass. Many prayers and responses were reworded in November. And with the prospect of someone new in Rome, many are left wondering, what else is going to change? So what exactly can the Pope change? The short answer is a lot. Over the Church's 2,000-year history, there have been major changes to the ins and outs of being a Catholic.
The media pushes all the issues that they think are important because of the society that we live in, says these are important things. A new Pope is not going to make those kind of radical changes.
So really the only thing over 1 billion people around the world can do is wait. The cardinals of the Catholic Church have already begun the election process for a new pope. They hope to have a new leader ready in time for the Easter ceremonies, which begin on March 24th. Haley and Ashley, back to you.
Thanks, Dan. And while the Catholic Church is deciding on who the next leader should be, top West Virginia lawmakers are deciding on a bill that could affect over 100 magistrate judges.
Absolutely, Haley. The House of Delegates has just passed a bill that could give judges a pay raise. I recently visited Charleston and spoke with lawmakers about the chances of these elected officials seeing a bump in their paycheck. $6,000. That's how much more magistrates in larger counties are getting paid a year compared to those working in smaller counties. And some West Virginia lawmakers believe it's time for that to change.
So, you know, I just believe in equal pay for equal work. I'm a firm believer in that, regardless of where you are, what gender you are, where you come from. If you're doing the job, you should be paid equally for that. So, you know, some people's calling it a pay raise bill. I'm calling it an equalization bill.
The bill that passed in the House last month is identical to the one proposed last year, and that bill died in the Senate.
Our feeling in the Senate last year and continues to be this year, if we're going to ask people to sacrifice, how can we turn around and give elected officials pay raises? It's just not right to do.
It's estimated that magistrates in smaller counties hear an average of 500 cases per year, while magistrates in larger counties like Monongalia hear 7 times that. The bill's fate will be determined by the Senate later this spring. If passed, it will add $740,000 to the state's annual budget. Even though the pay raise bill passed in the House 53-45, the state Senate has yet to approve the bill.
More than 70% of Americans have social media accounts, but it's websites like Facebook and Twitter where users can fall victim to cyberbullying. Officials say cyberbullying has increased over the years as technology use is on the rise. Studies show 1 out of every 3 people have experienced some form of bullying. Officials also say the best way to combat cyberbullying? Report the issue to trusted individuals and change password settings to your social media accounts. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, there have been over 40 cases of suicide directly linked to cyberbullying since 2003.
Parents, did you know your children are 50% more likely to experiment with drugs and alcohol if they don't have any after-school activities?
But Ashley, there is one organization here in Morgantown that's looking to keep kids out of trouble. Branford Marks joins us in the studio with more. Branford?
Thanks, Haley and Ashley. More than 8 million kids in the U.S. attend an after-school program. I recently visited one in Morgantown that has been helping children for over 80 years. Established in 1928 to help the community of Scotch Run during the Great Depression, the Shack neighborhood house has since expanded to meet the community's social and educational needs, including before and after school programs. Bethany Sean says the Shack has been a tremendous resource for her and her daughter.
Started bringing her here. My father had gotten sick, who had, he watched her while I was working, that sort of thing. And he was in the hospital for like 2 months. And so I needed someplace to bring her, so I applied here, and she fell in love with it.
Program coordinator of the Shack, Mandy Webster, says the primary goal of the Shack is to provide a safe and fun place for students to receive extra help with schoolwork.
Our motto, work hard, play hard. So when homework and tutoring and all that stuff is done, we really like to focus on the physical activity because of our facility here with the gym, a pool, that kind of stuff.
Studies show that children who are involved in quality after-school education programs have higher grades, are less likely to drop out, and have better social skills. Bethany Sean says the benefits of the Shack go beyond helping with homework.
With working parents, especially if there's an early dismissal, if there's a 2-hour delay, if there's whatever, they're there. You can bring them here and know that they're taken care of, and you can still get to work and you can still do what you need to do.
The cost of attending the Shack is $50 a semester per family, or $100 for an entire year. The Shack also hosts events like roller skating and basketball parties. For more information on the Shack, you can visit the website at the bottom of your screen. Ashley, back to you.
Thanks, Branford. Parents, how much time does your teenager spend on the phone? Studies show the average American spends nearly 3 hours on their device, but new research shows too much time on your phone could lead to brain cancer. Shashir Srinivas reports on why you may want to consider hanging up the phone.
Hello? Americans spend at least an hour a day talking on their cell phones.
I probably use my cell phone 60 minutes a day.
I use it about 60 to 90 minutes a day.
But recently, the World Health Organization stated that radiation from cell phones might cause brain cancer in the long run. The organization has now listed the device as a carcinogen, the same classification it gives to paint and engine exhaust.
The problem is that some cancers manifest in 5 to 10 years. Other cancers can take 30 to 40 years to show up. And since this is a new cause, or new potential cause for cancers, we just have to wait and see how long it takes for stuff to show up.
The Federal Communications Commission maintains there's no evidence to link cell phones and cancer, but the FCC offers ways to avoid radiation. Last year, Americans spent over 2.3 trillion minutes talking on their cell phones. To reduce the risk of radiation, use a wireless headset or the speaker on your phone. Most people said if a link were to be established between cell phones and cancer, they would cut down their talk time.
I could probably stop using my phone.
That would definitely be something that would make me want to reduce the amount of time that I use my cell phone.
Almost all cell phone user manuals also recommend to hold the phone at least 5/8 of an inch away from the body. Shashira Srinivas, WVU News, Morgantown.
Officials say spending as little as 30 minutes a day for 10 years on a cell phone can increase your chance of developing brain cancer by nearly half.
Wow, Ashley, that really makes me think twice before using my cell phone.
Me too, Haley. Would you give up a year in the National Football League to pursue something you believed in?
Coming up, sports reporter Mike Ploger will tell us how 2 NFL brothers made that sacrifice.
I'm Mike Ploger, and straight ahead, I'll tell you why 2 NFL brothers put down the football and picked up the Quran.
Our hearts beat in the face of challenge, for without it, there is nothing. No character, no grit, no goals. Without challenge, there can be nothing. No discovery, no knowledge, no cures. For us, the challenge is everything. Without it, there can be no mountaineers.
Playing in the NFL is a rare opportunity desired by millions of athletes.
But for some current NFL players, their job as a professional athlete may not be their first priority. Mike Ploger joins us now in the studio to tell us more. Mike?
You know, Haley and Ashley, if I made it to the NFL, I can't say that I would leave at the height of my career. But I spoke with 2 players who have. Leaving the NFL by choice may seem crazy to some people. However, for 2 brothers, it was an easy decision. Hamza and Hussein Abdullah left their responsibilities on the field for a year in order to pursue a religious duty much deeper than football.
We're going to be in your city. Come by and...
Meet the Abdullah brothers, 2 African-American Muslims who just so happened to play in the NFL. During Ramadan, these 2 visited 30 mosques in 30 days all throughout the country. It was a decision that didn't come without some difficulty.
We're football players, you know, at the height of our career, and, you know, people are looking at us kind of sideways, but it was something inside of us, you know, it was a higher call and a higher power.
After their pilgrimage to Mecca, the 2 have spent time visiting schools like WVU to share their experiences. Student Muhammad Ali helped make the event happen and took away more than he could have ever imagined.
They've taught me to be realistic, to sacrifice, and to always keep God first in everything I do.
The pair discussed family, faith, and of course, football with their audience.
And when we come to an event like this, it's really just to share life experiences, because maybe somebody's going through something that I went through in the past and they can benefit from my experience.
Hamza and Hussein left the atmosphere of playing in front of over 60,000 fans each Sunday to fasting and joining other Muslims in prayer at mosques just like this one. The message Hamza and Hussein brought is you want for your brother what you want for yourself.
And what that means is, regardless of what's going on in my life, in your life, you know, I want to promote good in your life and in mine.
Something we can all take away from the Abdullah brothers.
The brothers will continue to train for the upcoming NFL season. Hamza is still looking to be signed, while Hussein recently signed with the Kansas City Chiefs. Haley and Ashley, back to you.
And the Abdullah brothers aren't the only thing that has students talking. WVU Society of Professional Journalists will host the 2013 News Trivia Bowl.
That's right. Teams of 3 can enter for a chance to compete for a grand prize of $150. Registration is in room 113 of Martin Hall until April 5th.
Well, that wraps up this week's edition of WVU News. You can visit us online at our website.
You can also watch all of our shows on YouTube. And please follow us and our reporters on Twitter. I'm Ashley Sturm.
And I'm Haley Clover. Thanks for watching WVU News. We'll see you next time.